Go
नहीं, वो
ahead.
लाइन। ओ, ठीक है, सुने दे। आपका म्यूट कर दीजिए आवाज, नहीं तो, ताकि, क्योंकि फिर है ना वो एको आता है पूरा। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, 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 गोपी वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी, गोपी वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी, यशोदनन्दन व्रजगानन्दन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजगानन्दन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजगानन्दन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजगानन्दन, यमुनतीरावनचारि, 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 राधा माधव जबि हरि हरि, राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, हरि राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोत्र श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देव तुलसी महारानी की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 10, चैप्टर 8, verse number 43 and 843. इत्थं विदित तत्त्वायां गोपिकायां स ईश्वर वैष्णवीं व्यातनोन्मायां पुत्रस्नेहामयीं विभु। Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Mother Yashoda, by the grace of the Lord, could understand the real truth. But then again, the Supreme Master, by the influence of the internal potency, Yogamaya, inspired her to become absorbed in intense maternal affection for her son. Although Mother Yashoda, purport, although Mother Yashoda understood the whole philosophy of life, at the next moment she was overwhelmed by affection for her son by the influence of Yogamaya. Unless she took care of her son Krishna, how would he be protected? She could not think otherwise, and thus she forgot all her philosophical speculations. This forgetfulness is described by Vishila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as being inspired by the influence of Yoga Maya. Mohana Sadharmyam Mayam. Materialistic persons are captivated by Mahamaya. Whereas devotees, by the arrangement of the spiritual energy, are captivated by yoga maya. अज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं यतीरं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदेवतं पञ्चकल्पतरुषितपासं चक्रसिकानां वैष्णवजनम्। Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So, Mother Yashoda, after seeing the universal form, the mouth of Krishna, her own child Krishna, now she's trying to understand whether he's God or not. And that's why she's also thinking, she's using her intelligence to prove that her child is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is it is it true that Garga Muni, whatever he has mentioned, is my child actually very magical? Is he actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Is he Narayan? Maybe it's true. Maybe I'm dealing with him very badly. Maybe I'm dealing with him without the honor and respect I should give. Yes. Like Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, he becomes overwhelmed that I don't know who this Virat Rupa is. Yes. I don't know who he is, but I'm so fearful. Can you please hide this form? Yes. I just want to see your original form as Shama Sundara. And that's why Arjuna gets very bewildered that is it really you? What about his bewilderment? The commentators, not commentators, the fake people, like theologians or somebody, they think that, the Krishna of Vrindavan and the Krishna of Mahabharata and Kurukshetra, Radha Govind Maharaj was mentioning this, are two different personalities. They have nothing to do in common. The person who actually gave Bhagavad Gita and the person who actually did all these pastimes of stealing butter and all are not one person. Prabhupada also mentions in one of the purports that these speculators, they can go on speculating. They will never understand who is Krishna. Yes. And that's the beauty or inconceivable part of the Lord. It's like one time Romapad Maharaj was giving this class. I think it was Namapriya Mataji's place. And he was talking about the cowherd boys, having their lunch. And Brahma Vimohan Jila, I think it was. I don't remember what it was. But then after the class, he was asking for questions, like anybody has any questions. So I was, keen to ask that Maharaj, everything looks so straightforward. Like, oh, Krishna saw Brahma. Krishna knows what Brahma is doing, and then he's going to keep um, the kids in the cave. Then he did, he replicate himself. As Swayam Krishna, he replicated as Swayam Krishna, and then he gave pleasure to the Brajavasis. You know, everybody can understand this part. What is the problem? What is the problem? Everybody can understand this. And it's common that, this happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. It's like, for example, I go for work today. I do some coding today. So I went on my table and then I sat and then did I some coding and then I saw, I did some testing and there was the result. Yes, it sums up everything, whatever I did. Maybe the details are different that, oh, which key I put, which stroke I did, and then what happened over there, and then what did my manager say, and then what did he say, and then what did he say. These details are there, but then these details don't make sense at all, anyways. Yes. Main thing was that I did the coding. So I know what I did. And I know what Krishna did. So what is the difference? You know? So I was asking Rompad Maharaj that it looks the same. Same as in it is not bewilderment. It is not inconceivable because it is conceivable, right? That Krishna is God, so he can replicate himself. So what's the big deal? There is nothing difficult for Krishna. Yes. And then Maharaj replied that to actually just know and to realize are two different things. You know, to know that Janmashtami is coming up and to realize that Janmashtami is coming up. Why? There is too many differences, too many levels of differences. Bhaktivinoda Maharaj was mentioning, yes, Bhaktivinoda Maharaj was mentioning this, right? That we celebrate the absolute truth. But for somebody else, the same Krishna is not the absolute truth, he's one of the gods. Yes. So Krishna is there, the Bhagavatam is there. Yes. He himself is presenting over there, but still I cannot see him. Yes. Yes. Somebody might be seeing Krishna as just, a stone. They might come to Radha Madhav Hari, they can see, the lordships decorated and everything, the altar decorated. We might make so much effort. I remember it's like, oh, okay, this for Janmashtami, okay, and then we should we make more, should we make more, should we make this, then so much prasadam made, so much effort is taken. And then somebody comes to the temple and then, he sees the same darshan as we do in the morning. He's there for midnight. He takes the prasad, he passes it over me. Everybody will be eating, everybody will be honoring, and then, yeah, the difference. I am doing the same thing, he's doing the same thing, you are doing the same thing. It's not inconceivable at all. The person on the street, he will think that, okay, very nice. Yes, yes, they are dancing, okay, they have some, they are crazy people, they might be doing these things. But the real dancing is in the disco. You know. So this is the inconceivable part. Maharaj was mentioning that to just know is not at the same level as to realize. Yes. And for us to realize, we need mercy of the Lord. Yes. So Janmashtami coming up, not even 5 days left, right? The preparations are, everybody's going haywire. There's so much to do. They, but in all of this, there is so much difference in levels of consciousness. Yes. And Prabhupada made it in such a way that everybody can take part of it. Why? Because Vedanta is straightforward. And that's why Yashoda Mai over here, she is realizing the philosophical speculations and everything. But, her maternal affection for Krishna is so much that even after understanding his God, it doesn't matter to her at all. She becomes overpowered by her maternal affection for Krishna. Yes, but nobody else is getting overwhelmed. Yes, except for Mother Yashoda. Why? Because for us, we haven't realized God yet. Yes, we haven't realized God yet. Point is that to realize God, to actually appreciate God, we need mercy. It is so simple to say that we need mercy, but the thing is that on Janmashtami, when so many people are going to show up, you know, not every single person is at the same level. And to realize that this is God taking birth, that itself is inconceivable. How can God take birth? I thought he was the oldest of the oldest. And how is he coming in the form of a baby? That means it has to be nice. And that's why the Krishna of Vrindavan and the Krishna of Dwarka and Mathura are totally different personalities. That was these speculators say. But Prabhupada comes, to actually break through all these notions, and he presents Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita in such a way that we have devotees all over the world. Yes, we can go anywhere in the world and celebrate Janmashtami. That was only possible by Srila Prabhupada's grace. It is difficult to do bhakti on our own. We might think that we have problems, but the point is that if we are not associating with devotees, it's a big lacking. We are not understanding what is a deeper relation between devotees. And it is sad and pitiable situation that even after years in bhakti, if we are not able to develop deeper relations with other Vaishnavas, then we are missing out on something very big, very big. And that's why it is given as a rule that, we should associate with devotees, we should come together and chant. And that's why for Janmashtami, usually, it is a celebration, much more celebration for devotees than the others also. And to realize that, again, the whole point is that we will get mercy by serving. Yes. By trying to not do what I want, but trying to do what Krishna wants and trying to serve the Lord and his associates. And hence, Srila Prabhupada's appearance day comes the next day, and somebody was mentioning that what can Krishna give to the whole world because they celebrated his birthday so nicely? And somebody was mentioning that, he gave us Srila Prabhupada. He gave us Srila Prabhupada so nicely that today we are able to appreciate what his gift is. Nobody else before Srila Prabhupada actually could make devotees. Yes, nobody could make them dance. Nobody could make them wild, convert the whole world, you know, Krishna conscious. It was in the news. It was everywhere. The Beatles played the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and it was all over the world. Even though Srila Prabhupada had so many problems, apparent problems, which were problems in real sense, but for him it wasn't a problem. What is the difficulty? Shuddhakirti Prabhu mentioned this. What is the difficulty? And that's why to reach the stage where our affection for Krishna is ever increasing, we have to get out of Mahamaya. And that's why Prabhupada over here is mentioning materialistic persons are captivated by Mahamaya, whereas devotees, by the arrangement of the spiritual energy, are captivated by Yoga Maya. But to come under the influence of Yoga Maya, we should have the desire that I want to understand this. I want to associate. Not because, oh, I've read Bhagavatam, I've done it twice, I've heard so many lectures from so many people, and then that's why I know stuff. It's not possible. It's not possible. And that is what Romapad Maharaj was mentioning. That it's not possible. It is not just by knowing that we realize. Yes, realization and knowing are two different things. Yes. And to realize, it really actually Tathenu Kampasu Sumikshamano. Brahmadev actually mentioned that after, you know, um, seeing everything, Brahmadev, Brahmadev is seeing literally Krishna eye to eye. People usually have this question, how can we fall down if Krishna was with us? But Brahmadev over here is seeing Krishna. He had already seen Narayan. He can access Narayan personally, you know. And then he gets bewildered by Krishna. And then we are some great personality who can understand Krishna. No, that's not possible. We can just know by, theoretical, speculative thing. But to actually know Krishna is something a totally different thing. That's why externally everybody is doing the same activity. Externally everybody is chanting Hare Krishna. Externally everybody is, some or the other way serving, trying to serve Krishna. But if the internal consciousness is still deluded by Mahamaya, there is still a long way to go, right? And that's why we have to be careful that how we can please Krishna in such a way that he can give us this taste. that he can give us this taste for him, that he can give us this ruchi for him. You know? One stage after nectar is ruchi, right? And asakti. But over here, we want this ruchi, like Yashoda Mai, like the gopis of Vrindavan. But how can we get it? Not by just our own mere speculation, like Yashoda Mai over here trying. Brahmadev tried to understand that how is this boy who is so common, you know, even though he's so beautiful, but Brahmadev is not able to see that, you know. Yashoda Mai on one hand, or the gopis on one hand, they are not Brahma. Yes, they are not Brahma at all. But they are not able to see what Brahma is seeing. There's totally different two visions. You know, Brahmadev before Brahma Vimohan Leela is seeing something different than what the gopis are seeing. And that is we were discussing that, you know, how it might be looking for these advanced devotees. You know, when they look at Radha Madhav Hari, Srinathji, you know, or any photo of Krishna or anybody, what are they actually seeing? What are they actually, perceiving? They must be seeing something different. You know? Like in the movie of Narsimhadev, they showed that, that Vishnu is everywhere, and then Prahlad Maharaj started seeing Vishnu everywhere. But that's a very crude example of how Vishnu looks everywhere. It's not the reality. The advanced devotees don't see the Lord like that. They can, but they don't. But they don't need to. Why they do not need to see the form of the Lord everywhere? Because they don't see the difference. They see everything is connected with Krishna. And that's why there is no problem for them, actually, connection. Like the gopis, when they see the tamal tree, they are not seeing Krishna with the flute and everything over it. They just remember Krishna and Krishna is present in their mind. And they start embracing the trees, just remembering Krishna. So, yes, the movies are good for, everybody. But the thing is that realization is totally different. Yes, Maharaj, actually Radha Govind Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, so many people, Rompat Maharaj, they've taken this pastime so many times. And now when people see the movie, oh my God, now you're so beautiful and all. Why? Because you were not able to see it in the first place when they were giving these classes. Right? Yes. That means what? There was no realization. Yes. There was only knowing. There was only knowing, or there was no paying attention. But actually, somebody was mentioning that when you see on the screen, your imagination is limited. Yet, your imagination is limited to the person who is directing it, to the person who is giving it. Yes. And that's why our imagination becomes limited. We're not able to think beyond that. But when we hear, when Krishna actually starts manifesting, we actually can perceive Krishna in the heart. Yes, we can actually relish the pastimes of Krishna when these great devotees are actually mentioning, the pastimes. And that's why that is the meaning of real life. Even though Brahma is seeing Krishna, actually having lunch together, it would be a beautiful sight for the gopis. They wouldn't have taken their eyes off him. So beautiful. He actually, Madhu Mangal will be eating something, and then he's actually, this is very nice, Krishna, you should have it. There is no idam naivedyam and everything going on. There is no, achman going on, you giving argya and everything which we do. Yes, the Lord is just actually getting from the hands of his pure devotees. And he's relishing, the devotees are relishing, everybody's laughing, they're making fun of Krishna. And Krishna is okay. He's also having fun. He's making fun of somebody else. And everybody's having a nice time. But if the gopis see that, there's such a big difference. But if Brahma is seeing it, there is such a big difference. And if that's why, even if we see Krishna, that's why if all 100 people, 400 people, 4,000 people come in front of Krishna, not necessarily everybody is seeing Krishna the same way. It's not at all. Somebody might have a fashion sense to actually decorate nicely. That's why they might just see decoration. but not Krishna. There's a difference, you know. To actually appreciate Krishna's beauty is something totally different, which Brahmadev couldn't see personally. And that's why even if we stand in front of Krishna, not necessarily we are understanding what it is, you know. We might think that this is beautiful, but if it is not consistent, you know, it is not consistent, it becomes boring. Like a new kid, right? You give him, he's desiring the game like anything. He's requesting, he's dying for the game, for the Nintendo and then Xbox and everything. He's praying and praying and praying to the Lord that give me that, PS5. I want to play, I want to enjoy. Then he's praying to his parents, give me, I'll be a good boy. I will score good marks. I will do 12th very nicely. I'll do 10th very nicely. You just give me the PS5. And then he's heard from people. He's done association of PS5 followers. And that's why now he wants it so badly. Yes. And after he gets it, you know, he's happy, he's crying and all. And now he starts playing it. Mm. And after a week or so, a month or so, or a year or so, not the same excitement. It's not the same feeling anymore. Yes. Why? There's no same emotion. Why? Because it's material. It's going to die down. And so if we have the same thing, if we have the same feeling, initially as a new devotee, yes, we have all these feelings. But after some time, they also go away. We start finding some other things to do. Why? Because we are not purified enough. And that's why Prabhupada gives us so many avenues to engage in Krishna consciousness. Yes, the temple, that's why, is an educational facility. It's an institution to actually give what is actual Krishna, not just sentimentalism. Yes, his philosophy without religion is mental speculation, and religion without philosophy is sentimentalism, emotional. And that's what majority of the Hindus are. They're emotional, they're sentimentalists. Yes. And that's why they are doing it out of sentiment, which is good. But then it doesn't take them far. Why? Because there's one problem in their life and then they'll switch the Lord. They'll take somebody else as the supreme personality. And that's why over here Prabhupada is mentioning we have to come out of Mahamaya. Yes. And that can be arranged by the mercy of the Lord. That can be arranged by the mercy of the Lord. So Brahmadev actually goes into Mahamaya when he's seeing Krishna for the first time. And here Yashoda, even though she's seeing Krishna, she's not seeing Krishna the way he's showing the so universal form to like Arjuna. She becomes overwhelmed. She becomes overwhelmed with Krishna's love, for him. So and that's why to be overwhelmed with Krishna's love, we need mercy. And how do we get mercy? When we follow the instructions of the previous acharyas. Because what is Krishna seeing? Krishna is seeing that he has faith in the devotee. Yes, he's seeing that, he has faith in my devotees. He has faith in me. And only with faith, you know, I am going to be achieved. Why? Because prema means, the definition of prema, Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually means, it's mature faith. Prema, the ninth stage of bhakti, which stage of bhakti? Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and Prem. Yes, ninth. Prem is mature faith. That is only Krishna. Then nobody else. Yes. That's why to develop that faith, you to get that faith, you can get it from the devotees who have it. There is no other way. There is no other way. Like because philosophical speculation, Yashoda Mai was able to do only philosophical speculation over here. But by Krishna's will and Krishna's affection for her mother, for his mother, and for her affection, she, Prabhupada mentions over here, she was overwhelmed by affection, yeah, because of his mercy, of his grace. And that's why we need mercy from the devotees. We need mercy from Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas and the senior devotees so that we can perceive what they are perceiving and then not get bewildered like others. Very difficult thing to do, very hard, very difficult goal to reach. But the thing is that the only attempt we can do is try, you know. And if we try, Krishna agrees that, he says that, right? If you, I will provide whatever is remaining for you. You do not worry. You just try. There is no problem. I will help you. I will give you whatever you lack. I'll preserve whatever you have, and I will provide whatever you lack. Yes, that's what he mentions. So we'll stop here today. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.